My wife begged me to see other women while she was paralyzed in a wheelchair. I thought it was her way of setting me free, but I had no idea what dark secret she was hiding. And when I found out, thanks to our daughter, it shattered everything I ever believed about love, loyalty, and family. My name is Ryan Carter, a 44-year-old architect living in Halifax, Canada. I met my wife, Elena, when we were both just 16. High school sweethearts, soulmates, or so I thought. We built a life together. 2 amazing kids, our son Liam and our daughter Naomi. Our marriage seemed stronger than everyone else's. While friends divorced, we stayed rock solid. At least, I thought we did. When the kids moved away for college, everything changed. Elena told me she felt empty, like she had no purpose. I suggested hobbies, travel, a dog. She said no to all. She wanted something more meaningful. So, I pulled some strings through an old friend and got her an interview at a local law firm. She got the job. She was thrilled. I was proud. At first, I was happy for her. Elena seemed alive again. She'd come home with a glow in her cheeks, laughing at stories from the office, complimenting her coworkers. She'd never been this talkative about work before. But slowly, her glow started to feel like a fire I couldn't control. It began with subtle things. Her style changed overnight. Once relaxed and modest, now tight-fitting dresses, bold makeup, and heels too tall for the icy sidewalks of Halifax. She said she wanted to look the part for clients. I wanted to believe that. Then came the office happy hours, then client dinners, the weekend conferences, air out of town. Always with that one guy, Zach, her office buddy. She mentioned his name. Often. Too often. At first, I didn't think much of it. I've never been the jealous type. But something about the way her eyes lit up when she spoke about him, it gnawed at me. I asked if I could join her at one of those office parties sometime. She laughed hard, too hard, said it would ruin the vibe. That hurt more than I admitted. Then came her phone. She guarded it like a vault. Always face down, always on silent. Once she left it charging in the kitchen while she was in the shower. It buzzed. Just once. I didn't snoop, but I glanced. The message read, "Last night was unreal. You always leave me wanting more." There was a winky face at the end. I swear, my blood turned cold. I stared at the message for 10 full seconds, praying it wasn't what it looked like. When she came back and saw me looking at the phone, she froze, then laughed and said, "Oh God, that's just Zach being Zach. He's always making dirty jokes." She rolled her eyes and brushed it off. I wanted to believe her, because belief is easier than heartbreak, but things kept escalating. She started coming home late, smelling like perfume that wasn't hers, sometimes with smudged lipstick, claiming she was in a rush and spilled coffee. Once, I found a hotel key card in her coat pocket. She said it was from a client meeting in a hotel lounge. I wanted to scream, but I didn't. I kept swallowing it all. Every red flag, every excuse, every lie, dressed in charm, because I didn't want to be that guy, the paranoid husband, the insecure man. So instead, I tried harder. I planned a surprise weekend getaway, just the 2 of us, a cozy Airbnb by the lake, where we used to go before the kids were born. She said she was too busy. She didn't even look up from her phone when she said it. That was the first time I felt empty. And the worst part? She didn't even notice. I started changing myself, buying new clothes, hitting the gym, trying to be fun again. I even bought wine I didn't like just to have some with her after dinner, but it was never enough. One night she came home drunk, eyes red, makeup smeared. She stumbled through the door and slurred, "You held me back. I missed out on so much. Because of you. Because of the kids." That broke me. I realized I had become a stranger in my own marriage. A placeholder. A man she used to love and maybe now just tolerated. And then Just when I was ready to give up, she changed again. It was subtle at first. She started coming home earlier. No more overnight trips. No more endless texting. No more Zach. I noticed it. I felt it. It was like I had my wife back. She even quit her job, just walked in one day and resigned, said she was done chasing things that don't matter. I wanted to believe her, desperately. We began couples counseling. She agreed without resistance this time. She apologized, repeatedly, said she finally understood what she had at home, that she was chasing emptiness, trying to fill a void that was never about me. She said things like, "You were always enough. I was just blind. I got lost, and I hate who I became. I didn't know whether to cry or be cautious, but I chose to forgive, because that's what love does, right?" We got close again. There were moments, brief but beautiful, where it felt like we were 18 again. Long walks, late-night talks, unexpected kisses in the kitchen. We were intimate again. Real, emotional, physical closeness. She looked at me like I mattered. But not everything healed. Naomi, our daughter, was distant from Elena. I noticed it most during family calls. Naomi would light up when I joined the video chat, but her voice would go cold when her mom spoke. I asked Naomi once if something happened. She brushed it off, said she was just stressed with exams. But I could tell she was holding something back. What I didn't know was that Naomi had been carrying a secret for years, a secret that would rip our family apart. If you're still watching, that means this story hit you. So smash that like button to help it reach more incredible people across the globe. Then the accident happened. A Saturday morning, I was in the garage fixing a cabinet hinge. My phone rang. It was the hospital. Elena had been hit by a drunk driver on her way back from the grocery store, T-boned at a red light. The impact shattered her spine, paralyzed from the waist down. I remember standing in that sterile hospital room, staring at her motionless legs under a white sheet. The woman I once saw as invincible was now trapped in her own body. She was devastated, not just physically, but emotionally. Her fire was gone. One night, about a month into her recovery, she looked at me with hollow eyes and said, "You should be with someone else. I don't want to be a burden." I didn't even let her finish. I knelt beside her and said, "I married you for better or worse. This is worse. But I'm not going anywhere." That broke her. She sobbed for hours. She clung to me like a child afraid of being left behind. And for a moment I felt proud. Proud that I could still be her anchor. Proud that my love had survived everything. But fate wasn't done testing us. During a routine checkup, the doctor found something else, a tumor in her brain, benign but dangerously placed. Surgery was necessary. When the doctor told us, she laughed. Not a happy laugh, a bitter, broken laugh. "Karma," she whispered. "I deserve this." I asked her what she meant. She wouldn't explain. She just stared out the window, tears streaming down her face. Before the operation, she asked for a family get-together. We gathered at our home. Liam flew in. Naomi came down from university. Everyone smiled, but it was forced, especially Naomi. She barely touched her food, barely looked at her mother. At one point, I caught her just staring at Elena, with eyes full of pain and confusion, like she wanted to scream, but couldn't. After the dinner, as the guests were leaving and the house grew quiet, Naomi asked to speak with me. What she told me next would change everything. That night, after everyone left, Naomi came to me with red, swollen eyes. She sat at the edge of the couch, fidgeting with the hem of her sleeve. "Dad, please don't hate me." My heart stopped. I knew this tone. This was no small confession. I've been keeping something from you. For years. She could barely say the words through her tears. Then it came out. During her sophomore year of college, she and a few friends went to a pub just outside of town, and there She saw her mother, not just with coworkers, not laughing with old friends, but kissing a man she wasn't married to, a man that wasn't me. Naomi had recognized him immediately, Zach, the coworker my wife always joked about. It wasn't a friendly kiss, Dad. It was passionate, like they were in love. I sat there, frozen, like the world had slowed down and turned to ash. Naomi said she followed her mom outside afterward, confronted her in the parking lot, screamed at her. And what did Elena do? She broke down, begged her not to tell me, said it was a mistake, a moment of weakness. And Naomi? She kept it inside. For years. Because she didn't want to break our family. Because she didn't want to break me. She carried that guilt, silently watching me smile, laugh, take care of a woman who had shattered our trust. When Naomi finished, I couldn't speak. I just sat there, shaking. I couldn't even cry. Later that night, I confronted Elena. I asked her if it was true, and for the first time, she didn't lie. She nodded, didn't even try to deny it. She said, "It was one time, a stupid night. Naomi caught me and I ended it right there." She claimed it was never a full-blown affair, just that one night of escape. But I didn't believe her, because one lie leads to another. And once that dam breaks, nothing feels real anymore. Then she said something that made my stomach turn. I begged her to keep quiet because I knew I'd lose you. I didn't want to lose the only good thing in my life. She admitted it wasn't just Zach's charm or attention. It was the thrill, the feeling of being wanted, the rebellion after decades of routine. She said she got addicted to that feeling, of being desired, of being young again. I couldn't look, ear at her. I couldn't speak. Naomi heard us arguing and left the house. She couldn't take it anymore. I sat on the porch that night until sunrise, alone, shattered. Now I feed her, bathe her, change her. She depends on me for everything. Physically, financially, emotionally, and still, every time I look at her, I see that night Naomi described. I see the betrayal. I see the woman who made our daughter carry her. Shame. And I hate that I still love her. One evening she looked at me and whispered, "You don't touch me anymore. You barely speak. I feel like a ghost in this house." I didn't respond. She reached for my hand, crying, "Say something. Anything. Yell at me. Tell me I ruined your life. I just need to feel something from you." I looked her in the eyes and said, "The only thing I could muster? I see you as used goods now. You're not the woman I married." She broke down completely, collapsed in sobs. She said she wanted to find something, anything that would make her feel like a whole person again, that she felt so disgusting inside, she'd try anything to feel worthy, even if it meant divorce. She said, "You're a good man. Too good. You should be free from me. But how do I leave someone who can't even walk without me? How do I abandon someone who's so broken because of their own mistakes?" Part of me wants to forgive her. The other part wants to walk away and never look back. Some nights I lie awake, fantasizing about punching Zach in the face. Just once. Just to make him feel something too. But what's the point? He probably doesn't even remember her now. She was just a thrill for him, a story he probably told his friends and forgot. But for us, it's a scar that never fades. I've started researching therapy again. This time, for me, because I need to find a way to survive the rest of this marriage, or find the strength to let go. Let's talk about it in the comments. Would you stay with someone who betrayed you if they became completely dependent on you? Is forgiveness still possible when the damage runs this deep? Let's talk about it in the comments. Drop your thoughts below. Was Elena just a broken woman, or a selfish one? Let's hear your take. Was this marriage worth saving? If this story hits you hard, smash that like button. If you've been through something like this, or know someone who has, share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to Complicated Relationships for more true stories that hit where it hurts. New stories drop every day. Tap the bell icon to never miss an upload.